got a new toothbrush?
No.
You failed.
I said You can't start a question with I might.
I wonder if you.
That's a statement.
Yeah, I tried to do that too.
We're horrible at this.
You want to do one more? We need to practice a little bit. We might as well do it right here on Good Mythical More. Thank you for joining us and for listening to the Ear Biscuit. Link in the description.
How's
Stevie really wants us to promote this Ear Biscuit because we're really proud of it. We're proud of the show. Maybe you don't know about it, and you need to have it in your out and abouts, in your ear holes whenever you're doing something and you're not in front of a YouTube screen.
How's your tartar?
Have you noticed my tartar?
Have you noticed my breath?
How could it be so bad?
What if I told you that I ate a skunk?
Could it get any worse?
I'm
better today.
Yeah,
it's about hygiene.
Yeah. Oh, I'm better because it's about hygiene.
The one that we did about, the other one we did, I was home decor. I just wasn't feeling home decor. That's what it was. Here's what I want to do. I plugged Ear Biscuits again. I asked you to listen to it. I promise you'll be glad you did. Tell your friends. But in the meantime, I want to share about this dream. Okay, now
you want to share about it?
I'm gonna get my phony phone out here. Here's the deal. It's been at least a year since we were talking about dream journaling, and of course that's something that you got into as like a phase or a layer, which is something we talked about in an episode of Ear Biscuits last year.
Layer.
You were
I still
obsessed,
have the app.
and I downloaded the app. It's called the Dream app, and I haven't used it in probably over a year until the other night. I woke up out of a dream and I rolled over, I looked at the clock, it was 4 a.m. and I was just reflecting on this dream. I was like, this is so detailed, so rich and scary that I have to write this down. So I went through the trouble.
And we talked about this before, but you may not have heard.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a crazy dream, you wake up and you're like, I'm never gonna forget this.
There's no way.
You will forget it.
And then you're sleeping, you're like, I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Because you're like, I don't wanna write this down, I'm in my bed and
there's no way I won't remember this in the morning, and you will never remember it.
You never remember it.
And especially to the detail.
You remember it when you wake up in the morning, like it's time to get up and you had a dream.
But
when you have a dream in the middle of the night, if you want to remember it, you have to write it down, people. Now,
I'll just preface this. I'll go ahead and diagnose that, yes, this was an anxiety dream. I had to go.
It's called Dreams. That's the name of it.
Dreams is the name of the app.
Dreams.
And it's
not a sponsor, but we both use it. And
it's dark, so when you pull it up at night, it's not a white screen, it's just light text on a dark screen, so you don't have to, it doesn't like wake you up to write all this stuff down. But I mean, I have to read all this to you guys. I'm sorry, but I wrote down everything I remembered. I'll probably remember more. So just settle in, now snuggle up to somebody you love. Anxiety dream, I had to do a shoot.
Could I read it?
That you were not involved in.
Could I read it to you? And you tell me what's happening?
Yeah, because I also typed it at 4 a.m.
Because I think
and there's probably
to have someone else read it.
If we need clarification.
Link's got a new phone, look at that, wow.
So I was, I guess I was just, I'm going to someone else's shoot, I'm never comfortable because we're so used to being in charge of our own shoots and having everything laid out. So I was just anxious about going to this shoot, and Rhett, you weren't gonna be there, so you're like my comedic security blanket. Oh. So in your absence, I guess I was just thinking about all this. So this is the night before that.
Okay, first of all, it says important, no. So you can like check an important box. You didn't check the important box, so this is not important?
Well, I had to copy and paste it to the new app for my old phone.
Oscars night, but small old theater. I pull up to the valet and let myself out after acting like I'm going to run over the attendee, who is a Google employee with glasses I know.
I don't know who that is now. I don't remember.
I have a bag of clothes.
So I'm a guest to the Oscars, but I drove myself there and got out at the red carpet. And almost hit a Google employee. I haven't reread this since I wrote it.
But it was like you were like taunting, like you weren't.
Yeah, it was like
just a hey joke, like you would do.
You know how I do.
I have a bag of clothes and I'm very concerned about what I'm going to wear. I go inside and the show begins. At some point, pretty quickly, I know I'm supposed to go to the bathroom. But Jon Hamm gets up first and starts acting. It's a dramatic scene from Mad Men for the awards since the Mad Men series has ended. It's one last scene during the Oscars. So that scene,
which makes no sense because it's a television
let's
show.
say, yeah, right, the Oscars, right. So that scene begins and then I get up to go to the bathroom.
Now, when I say scene, I mean a live action.
The ending of Mad Men.
Jon Hamm is acting in the room, in the theater.
I can only imagine how awesome that would be.
Great actor.
So that scene begins and then I get up to go to the bathroom. To slip by John, it says Job, John, as he is doing his scene.
John was not on stage, he was out in the crowd doing his scene.
But then he runs in the bathroom.
Like Birdman, that came from Birdman.
But then he runs in the bathroom before me, leaving the person he's been acting against. So I kind of follow John, but then don't enter the bathroom. Actually, both actors did go in. They are both acting drunk. There is a woman outside too. Let me pause. Another tip for those of you who are recalling dreams. Recall dreams in present tense, as Link is demonstrating right now. That's the way to do it. That's how you get back into the mindset. Don't recall dreams in past tense.
It's also good if you're being interviewed on a reality show.
Yeah, always talk in present tense. There is a woman outside too. I whispered to her, should I go in? And then realize I am supposed to be part of the scene.
Yes.
I'm part of the final scene of Mad Men performing live at the Oscars.
So I'm like, oh, shooky.
I go in and they are yelling. I'm a bit character from the show earlier that they've brought back as part of this flashback into Draper's old life. I walk in there and go up to the—
I am a bit character in Mad Men.
That's
like Relevation.
Congratulations.
Revelation.
Relevation.
I'm glad you're reading this.
I walk in there and go up to the urinal, of course, to pee. I realized too late that the other character had vomited all over it, so now it's on my pants. So I react very naturally to that and think, okay, this is going good.
Yeah, I was evaluating my acting. Okay, I reacted in the right way to vomit on my pants.
Okay.
I'm being a good actor.
Good. Plus, I'm just in the fringe of the scene. Then the other guy stumbles out and John and I begin exchanging lines. I'm hanging on by a thread. I don't know the lines. I'm just responding. It's as if the directors have planned it this way to get an honest performance out of me. I think about the hidden cameras.
I'm sweating just thinking about this, man.
And how this is being broadcast live on the Oscars.
I'm what about a camera?
I think about the hidden cameras and how this is being broadcast live on the Oscars.
Hidden cameras in the bathroom, always a great idea at the Oscars.
John is amazing new. Now, you say John is amazing new or arguing. And he's lashing out and I'm cowering in fear, crumpled on the floor. He begins beating me with his belt.
Jon Hamm starts beating me with a belt.
And buckle. Shaped like a hook.
Wow.
But he's acting.
Right, he's not
missing me.
He missed me.
And I'm like, okay, I get it.
I thought he was gonna actually hit me with the belt.
And I try to sell my screams as believable. I roll over, turning my back to him as the scene ends. I'm fake crying and then laying motionless, waiting. When is it over? When is the scene over? I'm lying on my arm. It's now asleep. I'm in my bed, lying on my arm, which is totally asleep. I wake up and think how intense John was.
I was laying on my arm like this, and when I woke up, it was like a dead fish, you know? That's what woke me up.
And how we need that guy who I talked to at Thanksgiving, who was a stand-in and acted against De Niro to come on Ear Biscuits.
Yeah.
Yes, Robert.
In my dream, we know a guy who was
stand-in.
He was a stand-in, and as a stand-in, he acted against Robert De Niro. And my dream right when I woke up, once I got my arm to wake up, I remembered
how intense
his
John
story,
was.
And I was like, we should get him on Ear Biscuits. And I think that's the moment where I was like, I need to write this down because this is going to convince me that this is a good idea to have him on Ear Biscuits.
It's a very funny dream.
He was beating me with a belt, but he was acting. I get it.
Wow, maybe that'll happen. Maybe that's a premonition. Maybe you'll get invited to that last scene of Mad Men at the Oscars.
It wasn't the last scene. It was like it was like an homage.
It was an homage. Yeah.
It was like the send off.
Maybe Mad Men the movie. Maybe that's what's gonna happen. Mad Men the movie.
But you guys should get this Dreams app or something like it. I don't know this was over a year ago when I got this because it is satisfying. The last one that I wrote down before that was January 17th, 2012.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. What is it?
That's 3 years
It's
ago.
called Dreams.
But what is it?
Oh no, it's just a journal. It's just a dream journal, but
So it's like notes.
it's just like notes, but it organizes the dreams. Like you can put,
it looks like this so it doesn't blind you.
So it's like it's easy on the eyes at night, and then you can categorize different. There's like dream signs. So basically, like okay, if Jon Hamm keeps showing up in Link's dreams, he'll know that because it'll be like this one, Jon Hamm's there again.
Okay.
It kind of keeps up with those themes and stuff. I'm sure you could do it with it.
I thought it had been 1 year. It's been 3 years since I've written a dream journal. And before we go, I'll just read the previous one from 3 years ago. Four-legged coffee mug. Quote, "We're all villains." Another quote, "You're beginning to get it." That's all I wrote. And then I went back to sleep. So what does that mean? We're all villains. You're beginning to get it.
My last one is from September 14th, 2010, and at 1:35 a.m., and it just says 7 owls in a tree.
It's so good. All right, let me read another one. I got it.
Save some of these.
Save them, Link!
Taxiing.
We should start doing this again.
January 16th, 2012, 2:48 a.m. Taxiing and missed turn to take off. I was a pilot of a plane. Had to do a 3-point turn in a gas station in a plane.
Yeah, that's rough.
Then realized it was because you had my control radio all the way off.
Sorry.
And I'm looking at you. I guess this was you. Could have been Christy. Why did you turn the radio off? I'm a 747. Now I got to do a 3-point turn in a gas station.
Record your dreams. It makes your life better.